I off?
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think he's coming still.
Hi, thank you all for being here, and for those who are online. Mr. Hersey is in the house, our treasurer, and before we get started, I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody's got an opportunity to get family and our friends together and enjoy the Thanksgiving together and just have a good time with your family and friends. So with that, we'll call the meeting to order and roll call.
Rosenberg.
Present.
Mylar.
Here.
Albrecht.
Here.
Lotz.
Here.
Carney.
Here.
Floney.
Here.
Monroe.
Here.
Hudson. Nope, missing. Borsch.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Parchman.
Here.
Van Hook.
Here.
Okay. Now, you received copies of the minutes of our last meeting on November 6th. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any questions or comments? Hearing and seeing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Minutes are approved. Thank you. Okay, there is no public hearing tonight. This will be the first of, there's no city presentation. So this will be the first of our public comments. We'll have another one at the close of the sessions. For anybody who would like to make any comments about anything on the current agenda or otherwise, they could come to the microphone. We just ask you to please state your name and what ward that you live in. If you're with a company, what company that you represent. And we ask that you please hold your comments to those of 5 minutes. And since this is a council business meeting, we ask that you please do so with civility and proper decorum as you speak. Address all your questions to the council of a whole, not to individuals up here or individuals in the audience. If there's a simple question that we can answer, we'll try to do so after all the comments. If not, if you'll please leave name and phone number or come on in, we'll be glad to sit down with you and discuss any of the questions that you may have had one-on-one and have everybody involved that needs to be done so. With that said, if you also have any handout material, if you would please leave that with Misty so that she will see that that would be distributed. So with that, I will open the floor to anybody that has any comments. Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members. I'm Doug Gaines, and I'm embarrassed to say I don't know what ward I'm from, but I'm in the far northwest corner of O'Fallon. Okay, thank you. Ward 7. Awesome. I just have a couple of topics for your consideration this evening. The first is the quality of our municipal water supply. A while back, I came across Environmental Working Group website. It's ewg.org. EWG is an independent nonprofit organization largely funded by individual donations and grants from charitable foundations. Their mission is to empower us, the people, with breakthrough research to make informed choices and live healthy life in a healthy environment. One of their focus areas is to demystify what's in our food and water. Upon searching their tap water database with our zip code, I found that our water supply has 27 total contaminants, 13 of which exceed EWG health guidelines. And just to share a little bit out of this report, now they do say at the top that the water provided by the utility is in compliance with federal health-based drinking water standards, but then they say it hasn't been updated in like 21 years. So their standards are meant to fill the gap of a lagging government standard, and legal does not necessarily mean safe. Some of the numbers that just caught my eye here are pretty alarming. Dichloric acidic acid, it's a cancer-causing agent, 81 times EWG health guidelines. Haloacidic acids, which is HA5, is 290 times. Haloacidic acid, HAA9, is 781 times, nitrates 25 times. These are all times the health guideline standards. Arsenic, which, why is that in our water? I don't know, 63 times, and chloroform 73 times, and all those are cancer-causing agents. So that was just a little alarming. It says, you know, what we can do all we can do is really either try to filter it out and let our representatives know about the situation. So that's why I'm here tonight. So I encourage my fellow citizens to do their own research and take precautionary actions such as filtration, distillation, and continuing to encourage the council to improve our water supply. And I urge the council to address this grave health concern, and it may be in their new strategic plan. The second topic I wish to address is the concept of 15-minute cities I ran across in the O'Fallon strategic plan. Upon researching, I learned that this is an urban planning concept in which most daily necessities and services such as work, shopping, education, healthcare, and leisure can be easily reached in a 15-minute walk, bike ride, or public transit from any point in the city. Any point in the city. While this sounds great, and Lord knows we can all, you know, stand to burn some more calories on a bike or in a good walk, a little deeper digging, I discovered this concept is driven by the World Economic Forum and globalist climate change advocates and non-governmental organizations, which is very concerning to me, as we should not consent to unelected third-party entities driving policies within our city. Based on my research, the concept seems best suited for large, densely populated cities, and I cannot help but wonder the ramifications of instituting this concept in a rural agrarian environment like O'Fallon. After just 15 minutes of research, I have a litany of questions concerning logic, feasibility, and cost of implementing the 15-minute city concept. I sense this concept is a long-term goal to institute policies that will eventually severely limit or erode our God-given constitutional rights and freedoms and liberties. I strongly encourage my fellow citizens to do their own research into this concept, and I request the City Council think critically about potential negative ramifications of implementing such a concept in our geographically dispersed rural agrarian city of O'Fallon. Thank you for your time, and God bless.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Anyone else have any comments? Yes, sir.
Evening, Vern Miller, Ward 3. Since you're all sitting up here fine and dandy, that's cool. I just want to thank everyone who's sitting on the committee up there that they've continued to pay their real estate taxes. So thankful for all the yous that take care of that for us, like the rest of us who paid our taxes. Where do I begin? I noticed 2 weeks ago, the budget was, or you just got done affirming the budget you just, for the last 2 weeks, was 3.1 million and change. And tonight you're going to throw 2.272 million out. I just happened to notice a few things on there that I have questions regarding. One, for example, driving outside, you have on your poster board out there about Ameren having now lower rates. Whatever happened to the deal you had with that Texas company for the rates that we're supposed to get? Not only that, we still are paying Home Field Energy some $61,000 and change this month for I don't know what, and you're only paying Ameren $14,200 for, you know, whatever. And then we got the water, you know. You buy the water, you get $607,000 you're buying water, and then you stick it to us on the other end, whatever rate you want, you know, 1,000 gallons per whatever we pay. But we're not getting it at the rate you buy it for, of course not, but you know, we ought to at least get a little cut on it. Evidently not. And I noticed Herb last month, I mean, not last, 2 weeks ago, you've got some Christmas cards for a grand total, $4,844 and change, which does not include your postage when you're going to send them out. I guess we'll see a bill on that too, hopefully. Now, let's move over to a couple of other items. What is the Illinois Municipal League of Risk Management, $607,303 that you paid this month. You've got something with Durkin Equipment Sales, or Equipment Company, I guess that's to take care of the drainage, I guess, out at the waste treatment plant to pick up, because you got several invoices on the same day for $2,600 each time, 2 on the 11th and 2 on the 9th. And then you had 3 of them last month for $7,600. Let's move on to another page. I still got a little time. Oh, the park. Here's a cool one. Howland and Hendricks for a pre-construction meeting for the city pool. $47,258. Then you have a pool upgrade here of $16,675. And then you got an architectural firm for the community park, $66,268 and change. I left this change off. But already you got $125,191 in this park deal, and you ain't even stuck a shovel in the ground yet. And you're telling us that it's going to be under $8 million for all this you're trying to do? I got news for you. You're touching 25 mil. And you're not telling the public about what it's costing us. So there you go. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else have any questions?
Herb, Mr. Mayor, I have a comment. The O'Fallon head coach could not be here tonight, but he wanted me to thank the council and also the City Fest committee for their donation. When the football players volunteered their time, they did not do that with any expectations of getting anything in return. So they just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. We did appreciate their help, though. Okay. If there is nothing else to be said, I'll move into my report. City Hall and the city offices will be closed on November 23rd and 24th. That's this coming Thursday and Friday for the Thanksgiving holiday. Anybody who is looking for a meal and needs a good warm meal on Thanksgiving, there are 2 facilities that are going to be offering free Thanksgiving Day meals for people who are in need of that. One is our American Legion post, which is offering that. They're on Washington Street. They're offering it from 11 to 1. And the other one is the Faith Lutheran Church here on Route 50. They will be doing it from 11 to 1:30. Both of them are offering full meals for anybody who wants to participate. And as I said, there is no charge for either one. The Illuminated Holiday Parade will be this coming Saturday, the 25th. It kicks off at 6 p.m. I understand this could be one of the best, if not the best, illuminated holiday parade we've had. There's over 70 entries into it, and there's some new things that have been added to the parade that should make it a lot of fun for anybody who's able to get out. It's going to be a little on the chilly side, I think in about the mid-40s, but if you can make it out, I think it can be an enjoyable time to see. I'd also like to extend a happy birthday to 2 people, Dennis Meilert on the City Council, and also Walter Denton, our City Administrator. Happy birthday to both of you. We won't announce how many candles there was on the cake. So, I will be in Chicago for the Illinois Firefighters Pension Fund on December 1st. Tonight, we will have a brief executive session. It is a discussion on legal issues. When we come out of that, there is nothing to be voted on, but we will also be resuming the meeting on Zoom, but only on Zoom after we come out of the executive session. So just so that anybody who's watching, we will have to shut things down when we go into executive session, but when we come out, it will be still operating on Zoom. Am I correct on that?
That's correct.
Thank you. With that said, I will be ready to move into our resolutions. Ms. Foney, 7.1, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve a resolution adopting the strategic plan for the fiscal years 2025 through 2027.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion on strategic plan? Yes, Jerry?
Well,
You want to turn?
if we're making a plan, we have goals, we need to have some way to evaluate against how well we're doing against those goals. Some of them are easy to do, some of them aren't so easy to do. In particular, action item 2 for goal 2, demonstrate commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. How are you going to do that? So I'm, I had a meeting with the mayor and with my meeting with Walter, and we talked about this. This is a subject that's, it's in the national news all the time, and I'm not sure how. I can't conceive of how you would measure something like that.
I believe there is, when we talk with our HR, they can measure what we're doing with our hiring and so forth. And we can do a comparison in the past, as we have over the years, matter of fact, available to look at how the diversity in hiring process has continued.
I have no problem with the
Yeah.
diversity part of it. It's the other two that bother me a lot.
Right.
I
Gotcha.
don't know how you're going to do them. That's all.
All right. Any other questions on that? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Mallard,
Yes.
Albrecht,
No.
Lotz,
Yes.
Carney,
Yes.
Foney,
Yes.
Roach,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Vorse,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook,
Yes.
Rosenberg.
No.
Okay. That passed. So we'll move on to item 7.2. Mrs. Lotz.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve a resolution adopting the Capital Improvements Plan, CIP, for fiscal years 2025 through 2029.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second on the capital improvement plan. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Albrecht,
Yes.
Lotz,
Yes.
Carney,
Yes.
Foney,
Yes.
Roach,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Vorse,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Affirmative?
Mallard.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Roach, 7.3, please.
Yes, I make a motion that we approve a resolution for a minor subdivision of land to be known as Southview Plaza, Plot 1.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second?
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Yes, Jerry.
I know we've waited a long time for something to show up in this area, but coincidentally, we have a study of what future of Highway 50 is. This, in my view, even with the right-in, right-out on the westernmost entrance to it, is going to cause traffic problems. And, I don't know why we can't wait. It's been, I don't know how many years, but another year or so until we find out what a design thing might look like for fixing the problem that we already have and try to address the problem that putting the Starbucks there is going to create. So, I don't know. I'd kind of like to, I move that we put this thing back in committee and think about it some more.
Now, you recognize that we have had our own traffic study done, and they acknowledged it, and the state did a separate traffic study and acknowledged that it was good.
But they never, that was done on the static conditions. Whatever condition, the traffic condition it's going to create when it's built was not accounted for. So that's
No,
my
these
thought.
were on the plans that have now been submitted. These have been submitted. Am I correct on that? Both
The Starbucks project has already been approved.
Yes.
This is the subdivision for the plat, and so, which is largely a ceremonial act by the city council. You can't, the Starbucks plan is already going forward.
Okay.
There is still a motion on the floor, though, so.
There's a motion to send this back to committee. Is there any second on that? Hearing and seeing none, the motion dies without a second. Okay. If there's no further discussion, I'll call for roll.
Lots.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Boney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Monroe.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Nope.
Okay, thank you. There are no ordinances for first reading. We'll move to ordinances for second reading. Mr. Parchman, 9.1, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve on second reading an ordinance identifying home rule conflicts with certain state law regarding paid leave for all workers act and opting out of the act.
Second?
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion on 9.1? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Carney.
Yes.
Boney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Monroe.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lots.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Parchman, 9.2, please.
Thanks, sir. I'd like to make a motion to approve on second reading an ordinance amending Title III, Chapter 36, Section 1, Personal Code adopted by reference.
Second?
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion on 9.2? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Boney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Monroe.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lots.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Thank you. At this point, we'll open it up the floor again to see if there's any further questions or comments that anybody would have. Yes, sir.
Bruno Air Ward 3. Just one other note I just was interested in. I skipped it over and I missed it. Well, maybe not, whatever. On the bill that's coming up tonight, under your Menards portion of the items that you bought from them, I noticed in there was some cabinets, sinks, countertops, and a few other things purchased for the waste treatment plant. Now, I don't know if that was to redo something, or is it in conjunction with the work you're having done out there? If it's in connection with the work you're having done out there, I'm sorry to say that's piecemealing the job. So I don't know, let me know, and I'd like to know if you're piecemealing that job in to keep the cost down so you can do whatever you want out there. So just a thought, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'll attempt to answer some of the questions. If I am not able to answer all the questions that came up, I would invite those who have the questions to please get in touch with myself or whoever, and we will be glad to sit down and discuss in depth with you. When it comes to the water itself, we purchase the water from American Water. American Water supplies water to, I think, the large majority of all the communities in the Metro East. So that's who we purchase our water through. When it comes to the 15-minute concept, that's only part of the overall plan going forward. there was about 1,700 people, if I'm correct, and correct me if I'm wrong on that, that gave input into this plan, which took about 18 months in the development of it. Since that plan, there has been a lot of recognition of the overall plan spelled out. It's been written up in a national magazine. It's been written up in an international magazine. It has been involved with a lot of the media from the St. Louis area. And just last week, the NBC affiliate from Chicago was down here and interviewed some of us and did some filming of our community as to the overall looking of the plan, looking it forward. So those are some of the things I can address with that. When it comes to the budget, we are still in the budget process. The budget won't, what you may have been looking at was the taxation portion of it, but the overall budget will not be approved until April of next year. They're still working on the overall budget. When it comes to Ameren, we've put that out on our sign so that people are aware of it. We did go out with 30 other cities a couple of years ago to get the best rate we could at that time. That company has not changed what that rate is going to be at this point in time. So we are letting people know that Ameren is offering a less expensive plan for people who want to make that switch. So we're encouraging people to take a look at it on their own and make their own decision on that. When it comes to maintenance of the water, there's a lot of different things that go into maintaining the water. It's not just buying water and deliver and saying, okay, here's the water. All the lines that are put in, the maintaining of those lines are all done by our staff, so there is additional cost that is incurred by the city, not just the amount or the dollar that we pay Ameren for that water. When it comes to the insurance that you referred to, that is our liability and property coverage for the city of O'Fallon. That covers all of our property and our liability coverage. So those are some things that I could answer rather quickly for people. If those are questions I have not been able to answer, I invite you to come on in. We'll be glad to sit down and go over any of them with you. Okay. With that said, I'm going to move on into our reports. Mr. Roach, Community Development.
Yes, thank you. We met last Monday on November 13th. Those draft minutes are attached. We did have one item that we've already taken care of, but I also have a special event permit that we need to discuss. So I make a motion that we approve a special event permit request for Crusaders of St. Jude Christmas Tree Lot.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second on the permit for the Crusaders Christmas Tree Lot. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Roach.
Yes.
Monroe.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell. Yes. Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mallard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lotz.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Phony.
Yes.
Our
Thank you.
next meeting is scheduled for the 27th at 6 p.m., but please check the website for any changes or cancellations.
And I think that's important to please check the website because as we move into the holidays, there could be some major adjustments with dates and time. So that I would strongly recommend. Please check the website on all of our meetings. Okay, Mr. Rosenberg, Public Works.
Thank you, sir. We have not met since the last city council meeting. The next scheduled meeting is for next Monday night, and like the mayor said, check the website for specific time. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vorse, Public Safety.
Yes, the minutes from our November 13th meeting are attached, and our next meeting is December 11th. Check the website.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Albrecht, Parks and Environment.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Parks and Environment Committee met on November 13th. The draft minutes are attached. Next meeting is on December 11th, if we have it.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Parchman, Finance Administration.
Thanks, sir. We have not met since the last meeting. Our next meeting will be on the 27th at 5:30 PM. Should not be any changes, but like they said, check the website for adjustments. But we do have one item that we need to approve, which is 15.1, the warrant approval. So I'd like to make a motion to approve warrant number 526 in the amount of $2,272,700.59.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion of the warrant? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Monroe.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yep.
Lutz.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Foney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I would like to entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss legal matters.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there questions? Roll call.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lutz.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Foney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Monroe.
Yes.
Before we go into executive session, again, I would just like to wish everybody a very, very happy Thanksgiving and an enjoyable Thanksgiving weekend.
You might want to mention that the Christmas tree lot moved, just so people know.
Yeah, Christmas tree lot will be next door here.